Liberate my soul. These times have left me shaken. Faith, take a stronger hold. I'm ready to awaken. Release all that was. This heavy weight no longer serves me. Listen and take notice. One voice clearly speaking. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. Breathe into the shadows, courage be among us. Find sanctuary, illuminate the masses. Lighten every step, let fear no longer lead. Lift up our gaze and know that we are free. Breathe into the shadows, courage be among us. Find sanctuary, illuminate the masses. Lighten every step, let fear no longer lead. Lift up our gaze and know that we are free. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. Breathe into the shadows, courage be among us. Find sanctuary, illuminate the masses. Lighten every step, let fear no longer lead. Lift up our gaze and know that we are free. Breathe into the shadows, courage be among us. Find sanctuary, illuminate the masses. Lighten every step, let fear no longer lead. Lift up our gaze and know that we are free. Liberate my soul. These times have left me shaken. Faith, take a stronger hold. I'm ready to awaken. Release all that was. This heavy weight no longer serves me. Listen and take notice. One voice clearly speaking. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before. We are sacred, we are safe. May peace forever be an offering. We are holy, we are whole. This light burns brighter than ever before.
Good morning, community. That was our opening song going, We Are Sacred by Amber Darland, and the video was made by Susan Springfield. And I just want to say, a great big thank you to all of the musicians, and especially to Susan for a lot of her videos she supported us with. We've gotten through this 1.5-year pandemic, and there's so many people from all over who've supported us being able to continue having music. And this is actually the last week of all virtual music. So starting next week, we're going to have more live music in the house, and that's very exciting. Well then, so good morning. I am Reverend Elisha. I am your spiritual director here at Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Cruz. Let's back up one slide. And I want to just begin by saying that we are here in the Live Oak District of Santa Cruz, and we honor the ancestral land of the Ama Mutsun tribal band on whose land we occupy. And I just want to say a little. We've been saying this statement a lot over the last number of months, and this is really a beginning of a process of us really seeking this idea of decolonization, of recognizing that we are all living in the result of hundreds of years of history. And in order to step into a new future, we have to acknowledge the past in order to move forward. And so we say that we honor the ancestral land of the Ama Mutsun here on this property to acknowledge the history and who was here before us, and to recognize that this idea of colonization is something that is continuously happening. And in order for us to change the story, we have to acknowledge and also shift context, right? And so I'm highlighting this a little bit extra today because tomorrow on your calendars is called Columbus Day. And I think that that's one of the things in our world that needs recontextualization, right? That, tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day. And I'm saying this because in this community, we're here about possibility, right? We're here about changing context. We're about a new story. And if we want to live in a new story, we have to have a new script. We have to have a new dialogue. We have to refer to things in a new way. And so even by acknowledging Columbus Day is acknowledging genocide, it's acknowledging a history, it's acknowledging it's not acknowledging this whole history that came before us, as by acknowledging Indigenous Peoples Day is saying, you know what, I see what was, and I want to acknowledge the story in a different way and bring about the truth so that we can actually move forward. And so just a little context for us to move forward into the world. Okay, and so with that, let us read together our mission, purpose, and vision here for CSL Santa Cruz and our global organization of Centers for Spiritual Living. So if you can see the screen, read this with me. Our mission, purpose, and vision. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all life on Earth, and we are a community dedicated to possibility. That's who we are. That's what we're doing here. I'm Reverend Elisha. Our theme for the month of October is going further together. Today's topic is Share the Dream, and you'll have a talk from our own Reverend Tamara Merrill. We have virtual music. Our virtual guest musician is Jennifer Russell, and again, she's one of the musicians that's supported us for the last year and a half. And so this is kind of our final virtual Sunday with Jennifer, and then she's going to come be with us live in December. And then we have a prayer. We'll have a prayer and reading from our beloved practitioner, Sky Leona, here in just a minute. After that, I'll lead us in our chant that we learned last week, and then we'll hear from Tamara, and we're going to dive in. So take a deep breath, Sky. Here we go.
Thank you. Let's take a minute here to listen to these words and see where they rest in the part of you that says yes. It is easy to forget and take for granted that whatever good we have already created in our lives, life is asking us to deliver something greater still. Too often we mistrust our inspiration from God, entertaining both doubt and worry at the same time about what others may think. When we put Spirit first and step into leading from there, we take positive action in our communities and create something truly evolutionary. Now it's by Karen Wilson. So now, if you will, center Do what you need to do to center here and now. And I invite you to pray with me. A prayer for gratitude and love. In this moment, this very point in time, we acknowledge that there is really only one light, one activity, one absolute existence and essence, totally aware of our lives together in our journey on this planet. In that regard, let us step up to a level of responsibility that begins to evolve, increase, expand our ability as individualized expressions to contribute. Because who and what we are already is a contribution. In this moment, as individualized expressions and co-creators, we are already creating this sacred space together. It is in our unity, in our commitment to a greater experience of our livingness going on all the time. I take my place, and I know you already are taking your place as that individualized expression and contributor. So I claim for us here now that in community we are stronger together. In community we find our unity and belonging. You are being invited right now. We are inviting ourselves to belong. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for knowing who and what we are together. I'm grateful for all that will be coming on in the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. I'm grateful already, excited, and expectant. This is our life. This is livingness. Have fun with it. This is a good day. And so it is.
And so, my friends, we began a little practice of chanting last week. And we're going to be using this same chant all month. And then next month we'll learn a new one, and then a new one, and then next year we'll sort of have a rotation of chants we'll be working with. And so, again, the words to this are very simple. They are, I am remembering who I am. Say that out loud. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. And some of you may know this from a long time. This song can also go into a round. The two layers can fit on top of each other. So if you hear it, let's enhance the space, right? So if you're comfortable, take a deep breath and close your eyes. And like we did last week, maybe you place a hand on your heart. And the purpose of this chant is to just bring us into a deeper space of remembering the truth of who we are. So take another breath. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. And take a deep breath in and let it go. Take another deep breath and let go. One more deep breath in and let go.
Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. Lie down in that grass. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about, and ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense.
morning. Wasn't that beautiful? I'd like to start this morning with a quote from Maya Angelou. This morning, this morning? Hello. Mic okay? Yeah. Whew. This morning, I looked down right through your anguish, right down deep into your soul. I know that this is true, that with each other, we can make each other whole. I think that's what this community is all about. It's supporting each other and remembering who we are. You know, in preparation for this talk, I have started a practice, and Elijah just giggles when he walks through the room. And I decided to immerse myself in nothing but spiritual TV, spiritual YouTube, spiritual everything, books. Michael Beckwith said, you know, why don't you binge watch your thoughts this week? It's like, okay, binge watch my thoughts. Well, let me tell you, that was like chasing 100 toddlers every 30 seconds. It's like, whoa, where are we going? But interestingly enough, I allowed myself 1 hour of news on Monday. And when I watched the news, it was really interesting how the world's consciousness, our race consciousness, is in alignment this week with what's going on in the world. And that is that the whistleblower that worked for Facebook, right, talked about the harm that is going on to our souls in social media. And we are at a crossroads right now where we are trudging dangerous territory because we are becoming alienated in social media from nature, for true belonging, and from each other. Not that Facebook is bad, but the tool that Facebook is providing has been misused. Yes. Okay? And so now even Congress is coming up with all these research methodologies that is saying from all the researchers, people are getting sick, people are committing suicide, people are getting images and thoughts that are not supporting the best of us. And it's dangerous because not only are we becoming alienated, we are going down a road that can create genocide. And if you don't believe that, there is a dark web out there, right? So, what do? We are, in my opinion, spiritual warriors. Yay, Sky. And being a spiritual warrior, it's the opposite of what we think a warrior should do. We are to walk in the world with courage and bravery, but no armor. We must have a strong back to be able to stand alone in the face of racism, in the face of hate, in the face of unkindness, and have our voice. However, the only way to have true belonging is to have an open heart. And that means we have to be vulnerable. You know, and especially for men, I felt bad when I was reading Brene Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness, The Quest for True Belonging and the Courage to Stand Alone. Because I think men even have it a little tougher with vulnerability because of all the stuff around masculinity. And vulnerability means you have to get out there and take an emotional risk. You have to be open to one another. You have to be open to new ideas. You have to be open to people. You have to meet people up close and personal. And that's scary. Why? We all want to belong. And darn it, rejection's tough. A broken heart is tough. I know for myself, I stepped out of relationship after my divorce, and then I stepped in a few more times and stepped out for a long time. I didn't want my heart broken. I'm not going to do that. Heck no. So, what we're called to do is with every thought that we think, every word that we speak, has got to be in alignment. It's our work. I mean, this is all, people used to say, oh, this is so Pollyanny, and oh, isn't that nice? Everybody loves everybody, No, this is deep soul work. Woo. Amen. So I want to tell you that braving the wilderness, is challenging. Your thoughts, your conditioned mind, how you're wired, because you're wired by your conditioning and your perceptions that you've created between these two things called your ears. And then the brain signals the body to have an emotional experience because, see, emotions are the language of the body and thoughts are the language of the brain. And we have to train our brain, and that's difficult. Because sometimes it's just not fun. It's not comfortable. You can't run away from it, hide from it. And our brain is wired, if we feel that we are not safe, to what? Fight, run, and the new one from Joe Dispenza is hide. And I really think that is so true, because if you look in nature, that's what animals do. They hide. Sometimes, for they're camouflaged to hide. And we've been in a long winter season of COVID where we were down in our bunkers in our own world. And most of us took our information from the media. And we are called right now to take responsibility as a spiritual warrior, to step out with an open heart and a strong back, to stand up and strong, but to be vulnerable, to take risks, to do things differently than we've done before. That's part of this community. It's part of the evolution. Yes, this is a safe place, but I guarantee you, this doesn't mean you're not going to be hurt in here. That doesn't mean you're not going to have an opportunity for growth. And growth means you get to confront your stuff. So really quickly, I'm going to tell you what happened with me through the week. So I'm watching my thoughts. I'm submerged in spiritual stuff. And one of my sons goes, oh my side, it hurts. So I'm taking him to the urgent care. My other son goes, my tooth. And I was like, got it, emergency dental care. So I'm driving from Gilroy to Morgan Hill because their doctors are in different places. And I'm thinking, hold it, don't go there, just keep your peace, And so I was like, got through the day, and everybody was okay. I was like, got through, boy, Spirit, you're really giving me a test here. Then I got a text. The text said, did you clear out your bank with Chase Mortgage? And I'm like, what? Is this a joke? This has got to be a joke. And I was like, no. And they go, Chase, J.P. Morgan associate will be with you in a few minutes. I'm like, what? I was like, no. So I get a phone call, and someone hacked my account and took all my money. And I was like, this is difficult. And this isn't fun either, So the difference is, here's the difference. And it may seem small, but I don't think so. I didn't trip out to my Chicken Little story. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. They took all my money. Now, did I share that people took my money? Yes. But I had this sense of peace that it was going to be okay. And the guy on the other end was from India, and he had the greatest voice. I was like in meditation, and He was just so soothing, and I thanked him. And I said, do I go to the bank? And he goes, no, you have to wait 24 hours. I was like, okay. So I had to wait 24 hours. And when I woke up that morning, one of my boys comes to me and says, how are you doing? How are you doing? Did you sleep last night? I said, actually, I'm fine, and I slept well. Big difference. That the external didn't grab my throat and take me down, you know? And that's the practice. Stuff still happens. Stuff still happens. Are we responding or are we reacting? And when I went to the bank, real quickly, there were two wonderful young men of color, and I went in there smiling, and I sat down, and they were very apologetic, and we got into a conversation about why people feel the need to harm each other. And then it got into incarceration, systemic racism. And it was just like this wonderful conversation that was really inspiring, but most importantly, it connected me with these two humans I've never met before. And after 45 minutes, because it wasn't about the money, we did the business, but one of the men came by, and before I left, and he goes, Tamara, he called me. He put his hands on his chest and he goes, I feel inspired. Thank you. What a different conversation I navigated for myself and therefore the people around me. It's contagious, right? And through this time, Brene Brown talks about we're at a critical, either we here as spiritual warriors, we do the tipping of the critical mass. Because it only takes a certain amount of people in our society to tip our global perspective. That's what we are called to do. That's what you are called to do. That's what I am called to do. Okay. It's not. Are you there? Good. Okay, Elijah, I get a few more minutes. So that's what we're called to do. And that is why community is so important. That's why this community is so important. Yes, you're going to show up. Yes, you're going to have your spiritual warrior consciousness on, so that when stuff happens, we are prepared to go into battle with love and vulnerability. Because no matter how painful that is, it's healing. It's a place where healing takes place, creativity takes place, authenticity takes place, joy takes place, everything we want to experience. I want to tell a story, and again, Brene Brown goes into this quite a bit. We have to be responsible for the things we don't like, to not dehumanize people in the process of what we don't like. Because we will then be contributing to the opposite of what we say we stand for. If Eric Trump says liberals or Democrats are not even human, and we are in shock, we should then be in shock when Hillary Clinton says that Trump's supporters are deplorables. We cannot stand in our own prejudices any longer. We have to have humanity first. Yes, we have to call out, absolutely, the things that are not right. Stand up for justice and social justice. But enough name-calling. So, anyway, there's a little story in there, and she walked into her friend's house, and there was a pillow on the couch, and it said, if you don't have anything nice to say, sit next to me. is that? Because if you think about it, the fastest way to make a friend is to find an enemy together that you both don't like. You know? Start a conversation. And it's easy, right? You commiserate about what you don't like in the world. How are we talking? How are we moving? How are we navigating? What kind of conversations are we having? Them and us. Right? And one of the things I really realized was, that's not for me. I need to navigate different conversation. And so that's what I'm asking of myself and I'm asking of you, to start looking how we can navigate different conversations. And I have to tell you this. You know, I was driving and I was in a hurry, and this guy was coming around a stop sign, and he stopped at the stop sign, and then he made a right turn, and then he just stopped there, and there was parked cars on the right of him and traffic coming on the left. I'm like, come on, dude, make up your mind. You know how you are behind the wheel sometimes. I don't know, maybe you're more enlightened than I am. So I was like, come on, dude, what's going on? So I did the little the little honk, beep. Not a long one, just a nice one, beep. And he then moves forward, and he is not happy. And he sticks his hand out, his arm out of the window, and he goes, you know, get away, you know, come on, get around me. I was like, ooh, lordy, lordy, that man is not happy. So I'm going to pass him with 2 inches. The windows are down. I'm like, oh. And I'm thinking, you know, it's a young man. He's got his tank top on. But I could tell he's really angry. You know, the vibe of his moving of his arms. And I come alongside him, and he's like, oh, shit. Oh, sorry. My bad. And I go, if I give him a peace sign, he's going to flip me off. He's going to give me the finger because he's not in a good space. So I go, in a split second, I said, okay, Spirit, tell me what to do. So I got next to him, and I blew him a kiss and said, thank you, thank you. In one instant, you know what that guy was doing? He was smiling, and he threw me back 10 more kisses. One instant, one moment, a shift in the paradigm. People are walking around in their pain bodies. People are walking around in anguish and suffering. The only way to uplift that is to be aware in the present moment that it's our job to love one another. And it's our job to watch our conversation. Am I using language that lifts up? Or is it just, you know, I'm going to tell you, it's very seductive to gossip. It's very seductive. And I am not beyond doing that. But when we make connections from those kinds of conversations, they're not true connections. And they're not about the business of why we're here with the mission that we have, and why we're here at Spiritual Wars, and why we're here and show up, why you're sitting here. We're sitting here to transform the landscape we're navigating. And you know, one of my college friends called me up and she goes, oh, how you doing? I go, fine. She goes, you know, Tamara, I was sitting there talking to some of our college friends, and they got into a cat fight, and now they're not talking, and they blocked each other from Facebook, and, you know, it's just so high school. And I was like, yeah. And you know, I thought about it, and I thought, you know, I said, maybe we should be having a different conversation by learning about what kind of questions we can ask people to get to the bottom of what they're feeling, what they're needing. Again, sometimes when we gossip, it's the way we've been conditioned to navigate conversation and friendships. Let's forge the wilderness to find out what questions we can ask to go deeper and have different conversations. Not put anybody in shame by, oh, you're gossiping. Look at, oh, you're not very evolved. No, it's a call, it's a cry. It's a cry to experience something that they don't know. And sometimes I don't know how to navigate that. We navigate it by our intention. Our intention that what we say and what we do is for healing. That doesn't mean that we're not uncomfortable. And some people may get really angry with us because we're not playing the game. And we will feel pain for being ostracized. But on the other side, how glorious it will be to have conversations with people. And it's not just with each other that we have problems, or it's easy to talk to people who think like you, feel like you, and have the same intentions as you. But when we're out there in the world, and like my friend says, they're acting like high school, How do we heal that situation? We heal it through finding a dialogue that asks different questions, deeper questions, so that we could all come together and heal. And this is in my living room, and this is going to be my closing prayer. It says, one smile can start a friendship. One word can end a fight. One look could save a relationship. One person can change a life. That's you. Love and namaste.
We're better together. One
Well, how was that? You having fun? You feeling good? Well, let's read our abundance affirmation together. It's on your screen. Here we go. I open myself to receive great prosperity, health, and healing. Gratefully, I receive the gift that I am seeking. I accept my good and I send it on to bless all humanity. I am thankful to be so richly supplied and so able to serve. I am fully blessed, and so it is. Okay. Hey, were you feeling inspired by today? You feeling uplifted? You feeling energized? You feeling like you're remembering who you are? Well, if you want to see more of that happen, you can invest in what we're doing here. And there's lots of ways to do that. We have made ourselves ultimately available to take your money and your donations and your generosity. So you can give through the website. You can mail a check. You can text to give. We have the Givelify app. You could scan the screen and use that little QR code. And for those of us who are in the building, we have a beautiful blue bowl next to Cheryl in the back of the room. You can hopefully we'll see that bowl overflowing with blessings. And then in just a couple weeks, we're going to start passing the basket again because it's getting safer to do that. So here we go. Quick reminder that the talk after the talk, and that's our Zoom follow-up conversation to the Sunday service, is no longer happening right after service. It's now happening at 6:30 on Wednesday evenings, and we have about an hour, and Tamara will be there this week. I'll be there as well. And it's a time to check in, see some of our virtual friends who are out there to say hello, and have a little bit of a dialogue about what you got from the conversation and from the teaching today. So we'll be there on Wednesday at 6:30 on Zoom. Check your e-news for the login info. A reminder that we have a new event that's going to be happening here on the third Sundays of the month, led by Adora Deva. Adora, raise your hand in the back. Adora is part of the Dances for Universal Peace community, and starting on the third Sundays of the month, 15 minutes after service, we're going to be having Dances for Universal Peace in the front garden, and that's next week. So right after service next week, we're going to be singing and dancing in circles and doing all sorts of wonderful things out there on the grass, so join us. It's a beautiful practice. You may not know this, and this might be a surprise to you, but Halloween is my favorite holiday. In observation of Halloween and also the holiday of Samhain, as well as Dia de los Muertos, we are going to be having a special celebration Sunday on October 31st. And the thing that I want you to know is that it's an invitation. We're going to be doing some ceremony on that Sunday morning. And the invitation is to bring photos or images of your ancestors or deceased loved ones or beloveds who've passed on. We're going to build an ancestor altar up here and have a time of honoring on that Sunday. And so please bring photos of people that you want to remember and call into this space on that day. We have ongoing things happening here, lots of them. We have Cheryl leads our meditation before service in the back garden at 10 o'clock. On second and fourth Wednesdays, Sky Leona has her spiritual living circles. Those meet over here in the social hall. Second Sundays is a garden party. Guess what? That's today. There's umbrellas and food, and we're doing potluck. We're going to hang out outside. And then third Sundays are dances for universal peace. Check your e-news. There's a lot happening here. There's a lot more happening here. There's a lot more happening here soon. And you want to know about all of it. Trust me. And you don't want to hear me tell you about it for 10 minutes on Sunday mornings. So check your e-news, and you'll know all the things that are happening here, including when they're happening and how to log in and all the stuff. So check your e-news. If you don't get that already, go to the website and sign up. Again, it's Garden Party Sunday. We're going to be out here having fun with food and hanging out together. It's been almost a whole pandemic since we've had lunch together. So, let's enjoy it. It's me again. So I just want to say thank you for being here. For those of you who are in the building, thank you for showing up. And just a reminder that here we're continuously shifting and changing. Right now we're going by the City of Santa Cruz recommendations that say masks are required unless you're vaccinated, and choose your own adventure. but we're here to, care for and love each other. And we'll try to have the windows open and make sure there is ventilation so that we're all safe. But we're continuously shifting and modifying those based on the city recommendations, and just so we're paying attention to that. I also want to tell you just really quick thanks to Becky Adams and to the whole team, everybody who was here yesterday for the Felt Street Flea Market, which I'm just going to say was off the hook. There was like string band music playing, and we all had way too much fun. I bought a hat and a scarf and a necklace. As you can see, I had a lot of fun at the flea market. You should have been there if you weren't. And lots of thank yous to our musicians, to Tamara, to Sky, to Susan and Mohini and Maggie holding down the whole tech team, to Anthony for giving us our opening welcome music as we came in. It's so nice to have just atmospheric energy in the space. There's so many more thank yous. I've probably forgotten someone. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday, everybody. And we have one final song from Daniel Namod and Nemo Patel called Grateful to lift us up and sing us out. Have a good week. I love you.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is a
that
gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart. Aligned in purpose, everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all.
Every day I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan. But there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am,
Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I look deep down and feel all the blessings. Everything I am and everything I see, everything I hope and everything I dream, everything I feel and everything I be. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Wait, one more. This is for y'all.
All that I am.
All I